Okay. I would say na ang aking first inspiration in making this script, yung series of interviews ko kasi kay Tito Dolphy para dun sa kanyang libro, yung hindi ito narating mag-isa. Because Tito Dolphy told me a lot of stories about Tondo, about growing up in Tondo, na ang tao matapang lang, pero hindi marahas at hindi masama sa isa't isa. Maraming siga, pero nagtutulungan. Una raw siyang beses na sawi sa pag-ibig, sabi ng Tito Dolphy. Sinamahan pa raw siya ng tunay na asyong salongga para kausapin yung babae. Kaibigan daw niya si Asyong Salonga. At kahit siga daw yung pinoprotektahan pa raw siya ni Asyong. So, nung ginagawa namin, kung ang estilo ng libro, and I'm so happy I'm finally saying this in front of Eric. Meron kami ginawang mga sidebar doon sa kwento ng Tito Dolphy sa Tondo, including a brief explanation of what Tondo was. Tondo was really a kingdom. It was one of the first defenders laban sa mga Kastila nung bago pa sila dumating dito, no? Panahon nila Raja Sulaiman. And Robert's character speaks of that time na ang Tondo, lugar ng matapang. Dito isinilang sila Pichunggatang, sila Agustin Manugit, mga una nagtanggol laban sa mananakop na dayuhan. Sila Andres Bonifacio, Emilio Jacinto. So, meron talagang historical perspective yung Tondo. Tondo of a gentler times. Tondo na sinilangan din ng mga makata, ng mga artista. Yun. So, doon ako nakakuha ng inspiration about the place. That it was once a gentle place. Later on, may nagsabi, bakit daw ganun yung karakter ni Robert Arevalo? Bakit daw dinala yung kanyang mga apo dun sa delikadong part ng Tondo? No, and I will have to gently disagree to that because dinala ni Robert yung kanyang mga apo doon sa building na siya mismo ang nagmamayari. And there's a line there in the film where Robert says, lagi naman akong okay dito. So he was very, very sure of his safety in that building dahil siya ang nagmayari. So, yun.
And he's willing to give up all his properties except for that Tondo property.
Yeah.
Ano? Spoiler po ba yun?
Mario ba?
Yes, Tito Mario.
Di ba ako magtatanong, hindi naman ako tatanong. Di ba this was accepted in Toronto?
Yes.
Saan bang film festival na tanggap sa
Hawaii. We're playing the Hawaii International Film Festival.
When is that?
Ang screening date na binigay sa amin ay November 8, 9. Nung una, it was earlier. Pero sabi namin, nag-request kami ng later date kasi, di ba ang Pilipino, kahit na wala siya sa lugar kung saan nakalibing yung kanyang mga mahal sa buhay, nag-get together lang yan at nag-reunion. So iniisip namin, baka maapektuhan yung mga Pilipino sa Undas, imbis magpunta dun sa screening, mag-reunion na lamang. So sabi namin, pwede bang ilayo natin sa October 31 at sa November 1. Pinagbigyan naman kami. So I think we're screening November 8 and November 9 in Oahu, yata yung first island sa Hawaii.
So, kumusta naman ang reception ng mga foreigners sa Toronto?
Well, we have, if you can see on YouTube, merong mga, some Filipinos uploaded yung aming experience dun sa Toronto at makikita kung gaano kadami yung nanood ng sine. So, we were very pleased with the reaction of the Filipinos, and hindi lang Filipinos kasi kita-kita din doon sa YouTube na crossover audience naman ang nanood ng Hari ng Tondo.
Sinabi namin na sa iyo nun, sigurado ka ng winner eh.
Sure.
Wala naman.
Ang tagal mo nang hindi nanalo tapos nanalo ka, wala ka doon.
Sayang ba? Kung maibabalik lang uli ang panahon, pupunta ako. Meron akong gustong idagdag doon sa sagot ni Bibet doon sa tanong mo, Mario. Nung how did the foreign audience react to the film? Ang kwento ko, medyo self-serving ito, pero masarap ikwento eh.
Okay.
The day after, the morning after the screening of Hari ng Tondo, I was walking down one of the streets there. No? Biglang meron dalawang foreigner na nagtatatakbo, a couple. And they asked me to sign the autograph. At saka maraming tanong. Yung pala, yung babae was a producer, a news producer of CBC. Kasama niya yung asawa niya o boyfriend niya. And they were really very effusive about their praises for the film. They were really entertained by the film and it really caught their interest. No? Marami silang tanong tungkol sa Tondo which I tried to answer. Yun.
Taga ron sila din sa Canada?
Taga Canada sila. The lady was a news producer for yung parang ABS natin doon.
So, si Chris, when you went to CCP, were you somehow expecting that you would be?
No expectation po. Hi, Tito. Good afternoon po. No expectation. Actually, we weren't planning to go kasi nga, alam naman namin na halos wala ng tickets nung gabing yon. There were some artists na hindi na nga po nakapasok. And the only reason why Tito Bebet told us to go was also because our director, Carlitos, was sick. Right? And so she was like, come on, we have to show some kind of solidarity and just go. And so kami yung pumunta. Ako, yung nanay ko, Tita Bebet, at saka si Rafa and Manette Dairet, who is our editor. And yeah, that was a very, very big surprise for us. For special jury and for the acting awards as well.
You haven't done the film for so long since you were a teenager. Pagbalik mo nanalo ka kagad.
Oo nga, medyo mataas yung pressure ng ganun pala. Pagbubutihan ko na lang po, the next one. No judgment.
And to Lizzie, nagulat ako sa kissing scene niyo. How was it?
Yeah. And to think na, schoolmate ko yun Sabi nga ni...
Louie was your schoolmate?
Schoolmate ko in real life. And so she was saying yung mga madre, yung mga namatay na madre na nagtuturo sa amin na baka magalit sa amin dahil naghahali.
In which school?
Holy, Our Lady of Loreto.
Okay.
So, schoolmates kami. Anyway, it was nice but brief. Pero mas masarap pa rin ng lalaki.
Teka muna,
Clueless kasi yung ibang kasamahan natin what the scene was all about. Yung, Go Tito Marnie.
One of the best elements I think sa movie is yung character ni Lawrence.
Correct.
And I was surprised and I was really laughing all throughout. But then wala bang mga nagreklamo na dun sa mga disabled people na bakit ginagawang katatawanan yung character niya? Bibet, I think you're the best.
Baka after my showing nationwide, meron na chika.
Well, actually, makikiusap kami sa mga makakaalam dito na huwag i-reveal yung spoiler about the character of Lawrence and the character of Lizzie. But, going back to the character of Loy, kasi sino ba yung gusto ng lolo para sa kanyang apo? Si Loy. Sino ba yung lalaking nagkaroon ng kissing scene sa dalawang babae sa pelikula? Character ni Loy. So, it was his character was not intended para pagtawanan. Matatawa ka lang because we confront also our own biases about yung mga ganon. But he was an honorable community leader na parang ako when I was writing it, iniisip ko, one of the things that we as parents fear na baka yun ang mapangasawa na parang palasak na yun kasi mahirap siya, kasi addict siya, kasi may asawa siya, hiwalay sa asawa. So, it So, iba naman na presentation. But Lois' character kasi was presented as a knight in shining armor. Yun ang sa tingin ko.
So, Lawrence, hindi ko ba nahirapan doon sa role? Somehow.
Medyo nahirapan kasi parati kami tawa ng tawa. So talagang pinipilit namin wag muna tumawa. Tapos sinasanay-sanay namin yung we go through the lines, go through the scene. Tapos hanggang wala na, hanggang hindi na kami natatawa.
Dinap mo ba yun, Lawrence, or original sound ang gamit?
Original.
Yung hirap nun.
Ang hirap nga, correct.
Similar nga yung character eh.
By the way pala, yung mga heads namin are theater actors. Specifically si Loy, si Raul, si Carlos Canasos not here, GM Magdangal, at saka si Mark. Si Shara, ito yung mga nakasama ni Rafa noon sa Greece, at that's where I met them. So, and then of course, Raul and Loy are regular singers na Awitan Kita sa Makati. So, yun ang mga pinanggalingan ng sourcing ng aming mga talents.
Magkaka-eksena, so please tell us about your experience working with them.
Actually, for me, nung nabasa ko na yung script, hindi pa ulit-ulit yung pagbasa ko because it was very true to home. Dahil yun nga, yung character ni Tito Robert was modeled after yung lolo ko. And so, I think may connection na ako with my character at saka sa mga relationships ko with my cousin in the script and with my lolo. And yung may mga small nuances with Tito Robert na ginagawa niya in character that reminded me of my lolo, yung mga ganun niya, mga harumf niya. And yeah, it was a privilege to work with Tito Robert. So, I learned a lot.
How about Chris?
Yes po. Like what Rafa said, no, karamihan ng, hindi nga, there was no instruction on how Tito Robert would go about his character, but a lot of the movements, a lot of the grunts, and yung mga sounds niya, kagaya ng lolo ko rin. Kaya may mga moments na, yung mga intimate moments namin, kung nag-uusap kami, medyo napapaiyak nga kami kasi naalala namin yung lolo namin. And it's such an honor and a privilege to have worked with Tito Robert for the second time. Funny enough, 3 months before that, I played his girlfriend, his very sexy girlfriend sa mga ama, mga anak. And this time around, granddaughter ako. So medyo adjustment yun para sa amin. Ibang lambingan yun. But it was still we had a wonderful time.
Attacking the role na negative ang dating nyo, lalo si Eric, towards the end, parang he was ousted from the family, di ba?
I may appear angelic, but I have my evil side. No. Ano lang naman yun, I think you just have to tap that, lahat naman tayo merong quirks. So, siguro, yun lang, may have been, it took a lot for me to bring that out, but otherwise, siguro after 20 rehearsals and 10 takes with Carlitos, so lalabas siya.
Ito, Red?
Eric, this is your second movie with him after yung kina Maricel and Snooki, inago mo lang sa akin.
This is third.
Third na.
Yeah, I did Hihintay first with Carlitos, and then inagaw mo lang sa akin. And I also did a teleserye where I played Jose Rizal, wherein Chris Villonco was my daughter also. So, but at that time, of course, Chris was only 8 years old. Chris was only 8, so that was a while back. And then again, now na nagbabalik si Carlitos after a long, at paborito ko ni Carlitos at saka ni Bebete. So.
Hindi, sa pagkapaborito namin kay Eric, nagawa namin siyang pakantahin sa 2 episode ng Aawitan Kita.
Sample naman dyan, Eric. Chika! Chos lang. Si Tito Restoy na po.
Si Si Rez na bading sa TV ngayon.
Anyway, yung role ko na sa Hari ng Tondo, ako yung stereotype. On the surface, parang ako yung stereotype na Tondo boy. Pero ang daming aspeto ng character na kahit siya Tondo boy, meron pa rin siyang puso. At siya ang nag-verbalize dun sa ginawa ni Robert dahil iniwanan niya ang Tondo at naging mayaman siya, naging Makati boy na siya. Kaya yung pagpabalik niya, si Boyong ang nag-verbalize na may kasalanan din siya kung bakit ang Tondo ay naging ganon sa pangkasalukuyan na bumalik siya. Nakita niya yung mga negative attributes nung aspeto ng sa Tondo. Yun.